Okay, so we should start when we should override save, and then it starts on fade out.
Oh, okay, so let me put it on memory card then, that way I can actually make a save file.
Yeah, because otherwise you're gonna get the Quidditch startup screen, and that's gonna waste seconds.
Okay. Oh no, I that was a few hours ago. I haven't booted up the. I've just booted up the game, so.
And we should be live, it seems.
I think so, yeah.
So hello everyone, this is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone if you're in Canada and Europe. So
Or basically anywhere that's not the United States.
basically. Okay, I am ready to override. Are you?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, Arnie, we once it fades out, you just start the timer. I've already turned Riko up all the way, so there's nothing else I can do, I'm afraid. Unless I, hang on, can up the game audio a little bit. Okay, game audio should be good now. Can you try saying something, Riko?
Hi.
Okay, that did not do a whole lot, but I guess we'll have to accept it. I don't understand why it's so low though, but whatever.
I'll probably, like, I might just need to talk louder, which I'll probably do as we get going, so.
Okay, I'll do a countdown and then we'll press yes.
Alright.
3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Best of luck, yo.
Thanks.
There was nothing about the starry sky that night to suggest that strange and mysterious things would soon be happening. As unsuspecting muggles slept, a huge
In case anyone will your 80% run, there's a 1.5 minute cutscene at the beginning of the game.
The giant named Hagrid.
So, unlike the last run, we will explain tutorial a bit more, but only to explain why tutorial skip is pointless for this category.
Yeah.
But because the next run will actually do a tutorial skip.
Yeah, I feel like we should define exactly what 100% is, because the game really doesn't tell you. 100% is all 17 wizard cards and at least 300 house points and hitting all of the story relevant like load screens. So you won't see you won't see any major skips either, because if you do any like skips that would theoretically be possible and still beat the game, you don't get 100%.
Not Slytherin, eh? Said the hat in his ear. You could be great. It's all here in your head, and Slytherin will help you on your way to greatness.
Yes, there's only 17 wizard cards on PS1. Technically 18, because we're awarded a wizard card right at the end if we unlock. Well, if you have 300 house points and 17 wizard cards, you get an extra wizard card. But that also unlocks the Slytherin Quidditch match, which, again, it does not necessarily entail 100%.
The Slytherin Quidditch match is also harder than Voldemort, so it's actually like a better final boss.
Welcome to the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. I am Albus Dump. No.
Almost got Albus now. Oh.
I got Albus Dumb. Okay, so I'm not used to Harry moving at normal speeds because I've been practicing super speed, so this is gonna be weird.
Well, as long as you don't try to go for tutorial skip, you should be fine.
I don't think I'm that dumb.
Good.
Although I haven't actually attended a class in like weeks. I'm a terrible student. Yeah, we are really well synced right now.
Come on, Harry.
Until we get to the third room, or one of us fails run or skip.
I do like the tall room really slowly because I play it safe, so you'll probably save time there.
I mean, I'll try to go fast, but if I mess up, okay, so this ledge grab right here saves about half a second, and that's really it. So coming up next is run or skip, which you saw in any percent. There are two ways of doing it, either grabbing the bookcase. I got very close to the edge there.
You can mess it up like me, that works too.
The other way of doing it is you get a very specific jump pass run where you still land on the bookcase. But it's extremely precise and not worth going for. Okay, this room is in particular important because it unlocks the use of the triangle button, which would be skipped in a 100 or super speed % run. And, well, it also makes fire seat skip a little harder on any % if we were to do a tutorial skip. Also, I'm playing this really safe, I'm stupid.
Yeah, for 100% you need it not only because the tutorial gives you %, but also because there are 2 wizard cards that actually require first-person mode to get. Which I found out as I was trying to route super speed all wizard cards.
Also, this room is important because it unlocks the Jinx, which I believe you found out was also important.
Yeah, if you... super speed, which we'll see later, obviously, actually lets you, like, skip some cutscenes. And if you skip the cutscene where Nick gives you Flipendo, you actually don't get it.
Also, this is a small skip where you grab the side of a moving ledge or a moving platform. Also, that rat is more important than you might think, because as the route is right now, if we skip the rat, we would be 5 points short at the end.
Hogwarts has a serious rat problem if they give you 10 points for killing one.
It's the only rat that gives you points as well.
Yeah, it's like the only other rats are the ones in the dungeon, which are like random to show up, so it probably makes sense that they don't give points.
They do drop green beans though.
Yeah.
I've lost my use the R1.
So what I just did there requires a precise setup, and it changes dependent on if you get a padlock skip or not. So if you get a padlock skip, the books are... Yeah, the books are on a different cycle if you get padlock skip. However, if you don't get padlock skip, you just move up and right, and they will all be on the same cycle. But you have to match X running through the room, otherwise you will miss one if you're just a hair too late or too early.
Yeah, so since I saw Slan asking about it, the big stuff that was found in 100% was that bean rewards that you get from the portraits don't actually contribute anything. So the only beans you need are blue because they give you a wizard card. Yeah, I found that by complete accident at AGDQ.
That was back in January as well, so...
Yeah.
Until
it
then,
ended up shaving like 6 minutes off of the run, or something like that. So it was pretty huge.
6 minutes, yeah. So it was a pretty major discovery because previously we all religiously believed that Nimbus 2000 and Quidditch Armor gave percentage, even though the Flipendo Duo did not give percentage. We should have realized the same method for Nimbus 2000 and Quidditch Armor, but
yeah,
I don't know.
The way I think it is that the game gives you % for entering a portrait room, but I think it only looks for you entering one of them as opposed to all 4. And because the blue one gives you a wizard card, you need to enter it anyway. So it just makes it so that's the only one you end up entering.
Yep. This is flying practice. The more you move, the more speed you lose, so we're trying to make precise turns to maintain as much of our speed as possible.
Also, just touching the edges of the rings to cut corners a bit.
That too.
Excellent tech. The next test, fly through. Ready, Potter?
I also haven't done the flying lesson in a while either, because super speed skips this.
Super speed skips a lot.
Super speed's great. It's like 20 minutes faster than the any % record right now. And it can still go down further because my PB in super speed loses 2 minutes in Voldemort, so...
Oh yeah, you failed fast Voldemort, didn't you?
No, I got fast Voldemort, and then I was really stupid in how I moved in the next section, so I got hit by being near him, and it put me in range to be one-shot by his attack, so I died.
Oh.
So I just had to do the fight over.
That's unfortunate.
It was also the best like Diagon Alley RNG I'd ever had or seen, so it was like extra tragic.
Oh.
The whole time I was like, if I kill this run, it's mine to lose.
Yeah.
And it was. So that means Super Speed is going to be hyped though, because there might be a record, depending on what happens. It's definitely not optimized. Because I am... Oh god, I missed a ring.
Hello, Nut. I'm Whip.
Well done.
It's actually kind of scary to miss rings, because if you don't get them all, you don't get as many house points, so I would have had to make them up somewhere.
You can just get the candle after Wingardium Leviosa.
Hello, Harry. She's rather...
Also, just because I want to show you guys something, I'm actually gonna get the candle. Even though it loses time, but there's a funny glitch with it.
That means you can do night skip.
So before we're allowed to attend class, we have to do a little obstacle course. And, oh, this is bad table RNG. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. Hogwarts is a weird school. They make you do, like, jumping jacks and gymnastics to get to class.
It's actually interesting, you have to be super agile in order to attend Hogwarts.
Makes you wonder how Crabbe and Goyle are here.
Or Ronald.
Ron seems like he could be agile.
Have you seen his running animation?
That's fair. Isn't Neville's animation when he's running just him like staring at the ground and like shuffling?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't done a Simon Says class in a while, so hopefully I don't mess this up.
That was good. Excellent. Perfect. Superb.
Okay, now we've learned a spell, and now we actually have to use it.
That was good.
Out of all the spells we learn, Wingardium Leviosa and Incendio are the only ones that's really used for whatever reason.
Yeah. I think by the time they got to like Vertimilius and Aviforce, they kind of just seemed like they were running out of time or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're like, we'll use these once.
No, twice.
Yeah.
Technically, you can do Vertimilius using it once by doing this end of early 4-eye skip, but it's really dumb, so I don't go for it.
Yeah, it probably saves like a few seconds, and is a lot of time to mess up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show you guys a little unintended glitch with the candle. And you're intended to put this candle on a table.
It's my chance to catch up.
It is. But you can just put it on the chair instead, and it gives you 5 points.
That sounds like something Fred and George would do.
If they haven't already.
You're right.
So, little thing with wizard cards. The loading screen for either the for the common room, you have to either go to the common room or view the Folio Magi.
Merlin.
And we'll be viewing the Folio Magi because it's faster.
Yeah. So it's really interesting that the Folio Magi counts as entering the Gryffindor common room. So
Yeah.
I don't know when you view it, but I view the Folio Magi like way later in the run.
I do it on the Albus Dumbledore card.
Yeah, that's what I do now also. I used to do it on the one in the Great Foyer because it was the first wizard card that had a mini game. But after we moved it to the end, I just started doing it on Dumbledore.
The Cornelius Agrippa card.
Yeah, Cornelie, as Harry calls it before you cut him out.
Also, this is Dance Dance Revolution with Mr. Draco Malfoy. Or his name is Drake because we cut off his speech in tutorial.
Drake had humble beginnings.
As a Slytherin. stealing owls and throwing wizard crackers.
Also, shoutouts to the Malfoy boss icon, which I turned into a sub-emote.
Nice.
I almost messed this up. I hope I didn't mess this up. Okay, I did. Okay, we're good.
Crap you.
The best part about this fight is just the noise Crab makes when he shows up. Just...
He sounds like a rusty car is trying to start. And that's Draco Malfoy done.
Oh, well, I messed up third phase a little bit, but it's only a few seconds.
It's like 4 or 5 seconds if you miss one. Or maybe it's only 3 seconds, I've already forgotten.
It's not terribly long, but...
I think it's worse if you do it on first or second phase.
Oh yeah, messing up either of those is like really, really bad. And then we get to watch the house point hourglasses slowly fill up.
So I'm gonna lose frames here because I got 5 extra points, meaning everybody else has extra points. So house points in this game, everybody has a set percentage of you, plus minus a few RNG points. So if, let's say, Slytherin were to have a higher number of house points in this cutscene than they would normally have, they'll have less house points in the next one. So everybody will have the same amount of house points on more or less every count after the first one.
So a fun fact is that the Great Hall is one of the rooms that is required to be entered for percent, but this cutscene counts as entering the Great Hall.
What a beautifully developed game.
Harry's actually off-screen in this cutscene, which you find out if you use super speed in it. So we will see that later, because I will most definitely do that.
Okay, time for herbology.
But first we talk to the greatest specimen of all time.
Well, after I move blocks around.
Oh, I was talking about when Hagrid greets you at the beginning.
Oh.
PS1 Hagrid is art. Okay, now I have to actually collect beans.
That's the best part of the game.
I missed. Let's try that again. Okay.
So, Mrs. Sprout looks very different on this compared to the second game.
Yeah, it's because she's not in the first movie, so they didn't know what she looked like.
Harry Potter. Good day.
So I should pull up the Fast Incendio, even though I know this one.
Get ready.
This is the only Fast Incendio I know, so...
This is the only one I have completely memorized,
Good.
because it's like the one at the beginning of the game.
Excellent.
But I have a notepad of the rest of them,
Perfect.
including the ones that are only in 100%.
Yeah.
That was
Although the Fire Seeds and Venomous Tentacular is really hard to get.
Yeah,
perfect.
I don't want to bother with Devil's Snare either because it's so laggy.
Now,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Fire
that was
Seed I don't
apology.
bother. Yeah, Fire Seed I don't bother because it's so fast.
let's try. Use your.
So you get close to the rails there just to skip a cutscene trigger where a guy is like, oh, all first years can do Quidditch practice now.
Excellent.
So this Quidditch practice is a lot more unforgiving than the second game. Because on this first one, you're not allowed to miss a single ring, otherwise you get silver.
Yeah, I found that out.
Welcome, Mr. Potter. Grab your broomstick, and we'll begin the training.
The thing that really throws me off with the Quidditch practice
Welcome to
is the
whichever
fact
secret
that
which is wise for your first fly through. Get set.
it's the only flying section that's really not laggy. So it feels so weird to have like so much more speed on the broom.
Yeah. Floaty skip is towards the end. Which me and Riko will be doing very differently.
Yeah, you're gonna actually see two different strats for it.
Excellent.
I do the
For
strat
that
that's
performance, you earned
slower
gold
but
wings and
very
25 house
consistent.
points.
AKA pussy strats.
AKA don't kill the run at Voldemort strats.
On my mark.
You know, good point.
Don't worry, I still kill the run at Voldemort a lot. Just not to Clody skip.
So there is an insta-catch on this snitch if you miss snow rings and hit the last ring at the right angle, which saves about 2 seconds.
I'm learning so many things.
That was a recent discovery, actually.
Still learning so many things. For those who don't know, despite the fact that I'm 3rd place in this category, I've been running this game for like less than a year. So...
Also, I did not get the early catch. Also, fun fact, when she says racing another Seeker, it can get stuck saying racing another Seeker over and over again.
I feel like my dialogue skips are really bad right now. Which is weird because it's just mashing square.
Let's see how you manage catching a
It's rhythm and pace, I think.
I'm using a different controller though, so that might be it, but it shouldn't be.
Oh.
Yeah, my other controller had bad analog calibration, so I just switched to one that doesn't. Which incidentally helped me be a lot better at Crash to Insanity. But it'll probably also help me be better at this. My favorite thing about the 3rd phase of this is that you can cut off Madame Hooch right after she says okay, and because you spend so much time looking at the other Seeker, it's like Madame Hooch is like, okay.
So as far as I know, there's no way to get a fast snitch on this one. Or the last one, I should add.
Okay, I didn't miss that ring. Not being laggy does have its advantages. It lets you make really sharp turns.
But it also sometimes catches you off guard because you're like, whoa, I'm not lagging.
Yeah.
Excellent. For that performance, you've earned gold wings.
And that was Quidditch practice. Coming up next is the bane of everyone's RNG existence in this game, this stupid kitten.
I was thinking about the bouncing bulbs.
I mean, those two.
Yeah.
But the kitten can randomly lose you like 35 seconds if you get bad RNG, so...
Yeah.
I think it's actually more like 40 seconds in some instances.
The funny thing is that, like, most people who know of the category but haven't run it are always be like, oh, I can't do this because Gringotts is so terrifying and you can lose so much time. But, like, after actually running this category, I'm so much more afraid of bouncing bulbs and the cat than I am of Gringotts.
Yeah.
Can the Puffskein, like, come eat? Like, I need that. I've never had the Puffskein be this difficult.
You have to stand in a specific spot before he will eat. I'm getting
the problem is that he wasn't following me, and I was right next to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Everything in this game hates me.
So each of these sneak secrets can actually, well, crash the game, if you're unlucky. So the way the bouncing bulbs work is that they have a set pattern, but their spawns are random.
I am not a fan of this minigame, and there's 3 of them.
I think there's 5 or 6 in each.
I've had, in the 3rd one, I've had, on multiple occasions, a bouncing bulb spawn literally on top of me.
Yeah, but that's if you go in the middle, because they spawn in the middle, whereas the other 2, they just jump into the scenery.
Yeah.
So... what you did not see in any percent is us getting fire seeds, which we will do because the fire seeds has beans, and it may also count percentage, the loading screen.
They do.
Okay, good. Also, these bouncing bulbs are different because they can actually jump over you. If I could stop getting hit, that would be wonderful. Okay, I got hit twice, which is fine. What's up, Brunelli? Huge pockets in chat. Let's see if I can get Neville
Holy
to screw up
cow.
the camera. What's up?
I barely didn't get hit.
Wow. Oh, Neville didn't screw up my camera. I'm sad now. So there's a secret wizard card here which you need the first person in order to get, and the flipendo.
Out of my way, Harry.
So the way the blue bean route is designed, we get exactly 70 beans. No more, no less.
Yeah, they're blue and green in particular is like almost no extra beans in the game.
Woodcroft.
Yeah.
Makes it really annoying because there'd be like so many faster ways to get all the blue beans if there were actually more blue beans. Like,
Yeah.
like the fact that we go out of our way to near where the portrait is, and the fact that we have the Puffskein eat some of the plants just for the sake of blue beans shows how few there are in this game. Also, I really, really don't like this boss fight.
Did you miss the early hit?
Well, there's that, and the fact that this was like the boss fight that I was afraid of when I was younger. Just 'cause of the noise the freaking gargoyle makes.
Wingardium
It is scary.
Yeah.
So coming up next is the first major skip of the run, which is Puffskein skip. And I have no clue how it works, other than saying the game doesn't like you being in small places, so it sends you upwards.
I think it has something to do with lag also, but I'm not sure. Like, it's a combination of just getting stuck in like a cramped space, so it probably tries to proxy you up, but then also just the lag is what sends you so far up. I think is also a part of it. I'm not certain, so.
The first Puffskein skip is ultra free. The other two are much harder.
Yeah.
In the sense that it depends on the speed you walk into the zone, your angle, and your camera angle.
Yeah.
So get all those free rides and you get it for free. That was wrong.
We
Okay,
leave a
second
few.
try.
We leave like 2 beans behind here, and you think it would be faster to grab them, but I remember timing it when trying to figure out better blue bean stuff, and it's just not worth getting either of those extra beans.
Plus, you would still be 1 bean short in the end.
Yeah, I mean the trade-off would be you only eat 1. You only get 1 bean from the Puffskein, but getting 3 from it is actually just faster.
Yeah.
That was almost first try. That was, I think I got extremely lucky with that third Puffskein skip, because I really didn't set it up at all. He just happened to fly up really high.
You had the right camera angle too, so...
Yeah, I think I just got lucky, because I didn't have to set it up at all.
Yeah.
This is such a long cutscene just to show where the fire seeds are.
Yeah. Also, Hogwarts has lava because the game developer decided that, we couldn't find a way to make this exciting, so we'll just add some lava rivers. That's exciting, right?
I mean, you also have to think of the implication of Hagrid asking an 11-year-old child to go get the fire seeds for him over lava.
Yeah. That too.
But Harry is also magical, can run over the lava, so I think he'll be fine.
I mean, he's the chosen one, even though it's Neville, but still, chosen one.
It could have been Neville, but it wasn't.
Yeah, but let's not start that discussion now.
This is now a debate about Harry Potter lore. Oh, well, I messed up. Fire seed.
Hashtag run is Dumbledore, and Dumbledore is run.
Oh my god.
That's such a stupid fan theory.
We're getting into pre-Deathly Hallows fan theories now.
I mean, it's probably the case of someone made a fan fiction where Ron and Dumbledore are the same, and people were like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense." So when you jump off here, there's sometimes an invisible wall where you do not jump forward and get a grab onto the ledge again.
Apparently, according to the certain screenplay that shall not be named, it is possible for time turtles to be made that can go all the way into the past. Allegedly. But
Wow.
let's just pretend that play is non-canon. Because it should be.
Can't disrupt the way the world works, can we?
Apparently J.K. Rowling can. What? Who said that?
Nobody said that. You're just hearing things.
Yeah. So exiting the fire seat area reminds me of how annoying it is that like Four Eyes is the only section where you can actually death abuse and have it be useful.
Yeah.
If you death abuse in fire seat, you have to get the fire seeds again.
Wait, it doesn't save the fire seats?
Nope. That is something I tried.
That's absurd.
Yeah. I don't know why Four Eyes is the only thing where like it actually keeps track of what you do. Which is convenient for Four Eyes, but it's like, why isn't the rest of the game like it? Oh, I think I sniped Neville. Well, that time I hit Hagrid.
Now I can show you. Come on inside.
You've angered the gods, man.
Welcome to my home.
Also, Hagrid has a massive Dumbledore picture, which is creepy.
He's a big fan.
Go ahead.
Evidently. Also, we risked our lives walking on lava, fighting a gargoyle statue, and all we get is a book.
From the library, no less. It's an official school library book.
Shoutouts to me for having free stolen library books in real life.
Wow.
Please don't send the cops after me.
It's okay. When I was younger, I accidentally stole my friend's copy of Crash Tag Team Racing.
I stole someone's copy of Scooby-Doo and Knights of 1,000 Frights or whatever that game was called.
Yeah, I'm sure my friend doesn't miss that game, honestly.
It actually didn't even belong to the guy I stole it from, so...
Oh, this is just like a chain of kleptomania, then.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got one more bouncing bulbs thing to do. Also, the gate is open because we don't betray Hagrid like any percent runners do. I just picked up that bean, but I didn't need to because the cutscene after the second Malfoy fight just gives it to you.
Yeah. Oh, that is a bad bean spawn if I ever saw it.
Follow me, Harry.
So Ron asks you to follow him, and then we just don't because we don't like him.
Bad bean spawns, but I did not get hit, so it's fine.
Oh, that's a good bean spawn, which means I'm gonna get hit 5 times. No,
Follow me, Harry. You'll never guess what I found, and it's just a Quidditch pitch.
Oh, that big thing that anybody in the school could see. Oh my god. This is why I hate bouncing bulbs.
I just shot Neville in the butt.
Well done, Harry.
There are no bouncing bulbs in super speed.
I just messed up on Malfoy. Rip.
Alright.
This is the entrance to the Quidditch pitch. But first years like us aren't allowed to play. I hear they make... Here comes Ned. Malfoy's... He ran off on... Please help... Come on. So, I think I'll... Think you can... Any better...
Okay, aside from messing up the opening, that was not a bad Malfoy. There's a fan theory that Lupin is James, apparently.
That's an interesting theory. That is false.
You know, you see both Lupin and James in HP 7.2. Also, McGonagall named us Mr. Aldo. That's a badass name.
I like when she calls us Mr. Griffin.
Or if you're slow, you become Mr. Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Actually, fun fact on that cutscene, I've had Hermione's voice play instead of McGonagall.
It's weird.
I have no video proof of it, and I've never seen it since.
I still think my favorite dialogue skip is the one right before the Ravenclaw Quidditch match, where they're talking to Hagrid, and Hermione just goes, Hagrid, and he goes, you mean Fluffy? And then Ron goes, Fluffy?
Yeah, that's a good one too. Ugh. Also, Lee Jordan is a bit too excited, I would say.
Have not seen such flying. The best is when he says that after you've done something really bad.
Potter is so close, literally at the start of the match.
So if there's anything that's nice about this category not being able to use Quidditch abuse is that there's no like long section of like Quidditch after Quidditch after Quidditch. Because HP1 PS1 Quidditch can be a little dull when it's done over and over.
A glint of gold. Is that the snitch?
And then you get the Slytherin Quidditch match where nothing about it is dull because it's all terrifying.
Right at the end of a run, and it lags like crazy.
Yeah.
And each ray you miss is about 2.2 seconds lost.
Oh, that was close. Potter's gaining.
It's so laggy that sometimes it's even hard to just like catch the snitch properly.
Look at Potter go.
I don't remember having trouble with lag on catching the snitch.
Maybe I'm just bad.
I don't know.
My last run I did that tied my PB. It would have PB'd, but I missed the snitch twice. So.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm also comparing against the splits though because it's an updated route. So. It's also technically my PB.
That's one Quidditch match down.
Take a drink every time Lee Jordan says close. Or Harry Potter.
He just says Harry. Or Potter. Okay, you have seen in any percent that the runners just save the game here and go to Quidditch League. We will not be doing that.
We'll actually be doing the sloth brain section, but we'll still be kind of doing it backwards.
Yep, sloth brain skip is still a thing, which someone estimated will save 30 seconds.
It saves like 40 in any percent, I think, and then it's like in 100% it just saves the time of, because like normally you would pull the lever and then go around to the other door. Obviously it's faster to just sloth brain skip and do the entire section backwards, so it saves the time of wrapping around.
Yeah, although it's a bit more awkward with the Horcrux in my opinion.
Oh, the Horcrux are terrible.
The map shows. I wonder
It was easier when we didn't have to do sloth brain skip.
the map
This might not work.
Wow, come on.
Oh, it worked. Nice.
My favorite thing is every time I do sloth brain skip and like another runner comes in and they're just like, wow, that shouldn't have worked, and I'm just like, I don't know, it seems okay to me.
To be fair, Redneck has said that it's the most lenient skip in the game.
It's pretty lenient.
Yeah.
It didn't take me long to learn at all.
So these Horcrux drop exactly 17 beans.
Yeah. You actually have to collect every bean to get the house points from the Horcrux, so.
Yeah. I missed a bean.
Yeah. The Horcrux are also not one of my preferred things in the game.
Actually, that one was entirely my fault because I walked up to the bean and then I moved away from it.
I felt like that one would have been fine.
Also, I'm intentionally trying to take damage here to set up a damage or death abuse later.
Apparently I should have practiced Sloth Brain, because, yeah.
And now I have 70 blue beans. Not too bad, missing one slot brain. Also, we have considered walking past this cutscene trigger, but it's just not worth it. It's faster to trigger the cutscene.
Yeah. Because the alternative is just wrapping around the entire section. But it's just faster to watch the cutscene because it's really not that long. That is a terrible, terrible bean spawn. What the? I still got it though.
It sometimes helps to stand a little closer to the hawk clump because beans can sometimes fall into you.
Yeah.
So we're going to the dungeon soon. There is just one little side thing we will do, and that's getting the blue bean password.
Yeah, it saves a bit of time on backtracking compared to if we were to get it later. It's like 9 seconds.
So the old route would have you get the blue bean password after Forbidden Forest and then going back for the portrait, but you go through 2 extra loading screens by doing that. You still go through 2 loading screens by getting it now, but it's 9 seconds faster because you spawn right near the portrait after Forbidden Forest.
Yeah. It was just one of the minor things I found.
The race for the House Cup continues.
Shoutouts to Riko for optimizing the route.
Ravenclaw.
If only I could execute it the same way.
So tilting the camera there and holding right is a little bit faster than just holding down right, or whatever input the game would have you do. But it only saves frames.
Gryffindor.
Okay, time for the dungeon. So Snape is still looking for his potion ingredient, and Ron is, well, soiling his pants over it. That's probably the most PG way I can say that. So Snape asks us if the slot brain was within our own head, and I always say yes. That's why it's so small. So we haven't really talked much about this, but there are minor optimization strats where when you enter a doorway or a bookcase, you press square right where you would walk into it instead of watching a little animation of Harry walking to it. And it saves a few frames. So this game is basically a lot of small optimization that adds up over time. Also, Hermione is talking about an item that went missing in Gringotts, and if you do not read the newspaper in the Gryffindor common room, you do not know about this at all.
To be fair, the game kind of glosses over a lot of them.
Yeah.
Small, finer details, I guess. Like, the opening cutscene says Harry's the boy who lived, but they never explained what he lived from.
That too.
And then they call the Dursleys his step-parents. So
yeah,
they kind of ignore a lot of things.
Also, they are extremely generous with the timer here, unlike in the second game. But I missed like 5 or 6 inputs, so it was actually quite bad. The fastest language for this game is Portuguese, but Portuguese does not exist at 30 FPS unless you trick the game into running a PAL disk on NTSC, which would give it the NTSC speed, or
which is obviously
an unrealistic.
Which is obviously not allowed. So
yeah.
Of the NTSC languages, the fastest is English.
If you manage.
Yeah. But that's mostly for book cutscenes. Within the game, you can, I believe, skip the dialogue at any point, or the same point anyways.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do here is try for early troll cycle. Which I just barely missed, so I'm losing 15 seconds. It's okay though. It's not the worst thing. The worst thing is actually coming up next, which is the kitten RNG. Which is Riko's chance to catch up if I get the worst kitten RNG.
Or fall further behind.
Well, I did get padlock skip at least. So the kitten can spawn in box 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. As far as we know. And I did not get first try kitten, so... Wow, this kitten.
If I can get box 1, that'd be great.
I got worst kitten, so... So this loses 40 seconds or something to getting the... compared to getting the third box.
Oh, I was just barely late for early troll cycle.
Yeah, basically the way you hit early troll cycle is you throw the puffer pot on the first troll, and then you land on the second puffer pot, move left, and then throw it as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
It's more or less... Yeah, it's more or less a frame perfect trick.
I did not get the padlock skip.
This is your huge moment of catching up. Yeah. Also, this gives a wizard card, which is why we do it.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Raymond, we could skip this section and all wizard cards. I'm not having a good time either. Okay, no, that's fine. That's decidedly average cat, so...
Fourth box?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. You are catching up to me then. This next room with the cauldrons lag a lot, which sucks.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
When I was messing around with super speed, all wizard cards, I decided that that room is not worth super speeding in.
Also, I fell down once.
If you die at anywhere in like this section of the dungeons, I'm pretty sure you have to like start the entire Firefly section over.
Thanks, Harry.
I think so too. Oh well, fell down once.
Edgar Struber.
So this next troll has you believe that you have to be quiet. You don't.
Yeah, the only thing that will wake the troll up is casting Flipendo or dropping the cage on anything but the hay. But also, you can just run away from the troll, so...
And the game developers were extra evil here, so if you don't get the Jinx timing for the cage, Harry will cast a regular Jinx waking up the troll. I know, because I've done that on accident. So you lift the cage, move it a little bit, grab the key, and then run out. So there is a skip where you don't need the key at all, which can be done in an any % run. So if you have one ring left in flying practice, basically what will happen is that the key and the rings share the same inventory space, so the game thinks you have the key, even though you don't. And that way you can skip the troll key.
Yeah, it's not optimal because it's faster to just finish the flying lesson properly, but if for whatever reason you mess it up, then it's a little time save you can do.
Yeah. I didn't get second padlock skip.
Oh, that's so nice that I grabbed the key properly that time. On my old controller, there was one run I was doing where I actually got hit by the troll because I tried to grab the key and I kind of just like flew into it like 5 different diagonals, so I missed it.
Oh damn.
But that didn't happen this time, so it's all good.
So the next thing to be concerned about is soft logging on Defense Against the Dark Arts. So if you get a sound lock in Defense Against the Dark Arts and finish the class, the game doesn't think you have completed the class. So you technically never learn Vertimillious.
It's time for early 4 eyes then, baby.
That would scare me a lot if I had to do that, because I have no clue how it works.
I don't even think the people who knew how to do it knew how it worked. Oh, that's too far into...
I wasn't... Give me those fireflies.
There is a jump you can do here to get to class earlier, instead of waiting for the book, but it's extremely inconsistent. Also, this is supposed to be Defense Against the Dark Arts. How does revealing platforms defend us against the Dark Arts?
So you can run away really fast.
That too. Also, one thing we haven't discussed is ghost inputs, or, well, I call them phantom inputs, but they cover the same thing. Basically, the pointer stands still in the middle until you hit the first one. And it goes to an input, it's just not shown. And the input it goes to is whatever the first input was of the previous challenge.
Yeah, which in all but one case will be triangle, but in the third phase of Defense Against the Dark Arts, it'll be square, or circle rather.
Yeah, circle.
Excellent.
Because second phase of Defense Against the Dark Arts is the only relevant one that doesn't start with triangle.
Okay, that was Vertimillious.
Excellent.
And I don't think I soft locked, so should be good.
Watch out for this one.
So in an any % run, we would only be using Vertimillious once. And in a 100% run, we could technically use Vertimillious once.
Excellent.
But it requires a really stupid jump.
Perfect.
But...
the jump that I think everybody rejoiced about when it got cut out of any %.
So first thing first, there is a secret area with 3 cauldron challenges, which give a wizard card each.
Yeah. They're not hard, but messing them up really sucks because you have to redo them.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Also, the first 2 cauldron challenges, they move really slow instead of really fast.
Do you remember that must be
I don't know why.
For some reason, yeah. Maybe because I thought you would need more time to think about it, so if you stare at it long enough, maybe you'll think harder, I don't know.
Also, Arnie, not a whole lot is gonna happen for either of us for the next little while, so if you have any donations, you can read them.
Yeah, after the cauldrons is 4 eyes, which is the exact same as it is in any %, so... The funny thing is that in spite of all the things I found that made the category 6 minutes faster, I think I personally found the run more interesting with beans in it.
So one thing that could happen in the previous cauldron challenge, if you move one cauldron to the finish line while moving another cauldron, the game sometimes glitches out and changes your aspect ratio of the game.
I did not know that was a thing.
I've only seen it once, and it happened recently. And like the game becomes like taller and thinner for a short period of time. Haven't seen it since, but I got pretty scared when I saw it.
Well done.
Cauldrons are kinda cute. What's up, Deo?
nice thing about the jump down from that first cauldron minigame is that the vents make it so you don't take damage.
I actually tried to take damage, but I forgot, so...
Yeah. It is ideal to take damage because of 4 eyes, but...
Yeah. Also, this is where the cauldrons are on speedballs. So they move really fast.
I prefer them like that, honestly.
And that's all cauldron minigames. So we should be at 9 wizard cards, unless I've missed something. Okay, we're at 9.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
Because we skipped the 2 in the Great Foyer, which is something we did not touch upon. We found out recently that the Great Foyer, doing that last before you go to Fluffy, is actually, I think Nano timed it to be 7 seconds faster.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, 4 eyes. It's exactly as what they did in any percent. So whenever you destroy an eye, it actually saves that progress. So when you destroy all the eyes and then damage death abuse, it spawns you back at the beginning with all the eyes destroyed. Also, Peeves shows up because they figured they had to implement him somehow.
Well done.
He's like one of the only things that was in the books, but not the movies, but also in the video games.
Also, Voldemort is on the opposite side.
Alright, so I'm a little behind you because I'm going into 4 eyes now, but it's not too far back.
I just destroyed the green eye, so... Also, pushing this platform for me at least makes up for the one I skip in Herbology, which does not cost me time and barely loses, or doesn't really lose any time, as far as I know.
Yeah, no. That's one that I get normally just because it doesn't really cost any time.
Yeah. I do not have the aspect ratio glitch highlighted, so no. I don't even think the VODs still exist, although I could be wrong on that.
Do you local record?
I did, but I always delete my local records after a stream if I didn't PB.
That's fair.
Also, if you fall down into this pit, the game will spawn you back at the yellow eye, which loses a lot of time, so... More of the story, don't fall down.
I'm gonna fall down during super speed.
Redneck says he will donate $5 for Night Jump.
Oh, I guess you can go buy a $5 sandwich then.
Yeah. So Red Eye has a cutscene skip. If I get it right. Which I probably won't, but we'll see.
If not, I'll probably get it.
I didn't get it.
Hopefully. I'm not terrible at it, but I've been doing it in super speed for a while, so hopefully my positioning is right.
Yeah.
Man, these turtles are not hurting, man. It's sad. I got hit by one of them. That is the saddest timeline.
We have created a time paradox. So this night will ensure I get 305 house points in the end, which is 5 more than needed, but
yeah,
better to play it safe, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna have exactly 300 because I also get the night, but I also do one less thing than I don't do the candle, or there's something you do that I don't do. I don't remember what it is.
I think it's you'd only do 2 blocks in Incendio, right?
No, I also do 2 blocks in Incendio.
Yeah, I do 3.
Oh, okay, that would be it then, yeah.
So, like I said, destroying all the ice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got the cutscene skip.
Good.
Means I'm winning in spirit.
I mean, your health is not as good as mine was, so... I was 3 hits away from dying, and then I accidentally picked up a frog. So, needed to take 4 hits.
Yeah.
So we're almost done with all classes. We just need to do, well, Heavy Force, which is Transfiguration.
So fun fact, if you actually die during the cutscene where all the eyes fly away, when you respawn, the blue eye is still there. I found that out.
I think that...
I found that out in super speed.
I think it happened to the actual as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's tragic.
I don't think he knew about it either.
Yeah. No, you can death abuse during that cutscene in super speed, but I don't do it because there's a good chance you'll get the thing where you infinitely fall, and at that point you just can't control not dying. So I just don't do it in that cutscene anymore.
Welcome to Upper Castle, another place where you will learn another useless spell. Also, the game doesn't actually tell you what to do after Heavy Force, you just have to guess.
It's the open world experience.
I hate open world experiences, Kappa.
Oh, well. You might like this game called Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for PC.
Probably not wrong there.
PC version is actually really fun though. I had this version and the PC version growing up, and I love both of them.
Yeah.
And then I bought the Game Boy Color version a while ago, and I feel like I would like it more if I enjoyed RPGs.
How has FF7 been for you?
I played for about 2.5 hours and covered content that the remake took 14 hours to do, so take that as you will, I guess. The remake was definitely a good game, but apparently you just can't beat the original Final Fantasy VII. Which is weird, because the remake is much more in lines of the type of video game I tend to enjoy, because again, I'm not big on RPGs, but man, do I love the original Final Fantasy VII.
I used to do speedruns of the first disc of Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, nice.
And, well, I did speedruns before I had even played the game, which was a poor decision.
Yeah, I don't generally recommend that for most games, if any.
I had only just started, so... Or, it was my first time having an actual console to speedrun on, so...
That was good.
I knew someone once who tried to speedrun Spyro the Dragon 120% without actually having ever played the game casually, and I was like, that is a terrible idea. Actually, really not a good idea.
Yeah.
That was good.
So that's Transfiguration done. And we get another cutscene.
Excellent. Perfect. Very well, let's...
Brunelli says he hates real-life experience.
That was good.
It's understandable.
I mean, real life is a pretty horrible experience already, so...
It's definitely not my favorite genre of video game.
Perfect.
Something I find really interesting about 100% compared to any percent is that, because of Quidditch abuse, any percent just, massively sequence breaks. So...
Yeah.
So what you would normally see at the end of an any percent run, you're seeing in the middle of this run.
This is the first time we use Heavy Force outside of the classroom?
Yeah. There's only two... Yeah, there's only... Including the one in the classroom, there's only 3 instances of Heavy Force.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the house point hourglasses are
So here you just have to guess what you have to do. So
Ravenclaw.
Hedwig drops a package, and we will be picking it up later.
Hufflepuff.
So this cutscene is now stored, even though we skip it. So yeah, we have to collect beans from the same stupid kitten that gave me awful RNG, and I hate it. And you can actually have the cat fall into a pit if you break the block before it's supposed to land on. The kitten will fall into the hole and respawn. And this puts us at 10 wizard cards. So now we have to rewatch the cutscene of Peeves taking the package.
The way Aviforce is done, you can kind of tell it feels like they were running out of ideas of what to do with spells.
Yeah.
Hopefully I do the cutscene thing properly with Peeves. I actually merged Cat and Peeves into one split because I kept messing that cutscene skip up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But now I just like hug the wall and it's fine. Or at least hug close to the wall. I think I just kept getting too close to the cloak.
Yeah, that's probably it that triggers it. The trigger is actually quite huge.
Yeah.
Also, this is a race with Peeves, which can actually softlock if you do it too quickly.
Oh yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen to either of us.
Yeah.
If it does, then I guess this becomes a solo run with commentary.
I have a safety save in Forbidden Forest, so...
I didn't even consider that, honestly. I'm just gonna not softlock.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to avoid that as well.
If I do softlock, I have a save that is in Gringotts, so if anything, I could just join you there.
Wait, before or after Gringotts?
I have one for both.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't make you suffer Gringotts by yourself.
How nice of you.
Oh, also, this entire Peeves race is like super, super laggy.
Yeah.
They decided that Peeves needed a glitter effect everywhere he went.
Surprisingly, this game has an interrupt handler in some instances, except the Peacock, which can crash the game. And I'm still pissed off by that to this day.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago, was it?
No, it was like a couple of weeks ago.
You were like, to this day, as if it happened like 5 years ago or something. Not since the Peacock incident.
We do not speak of the Peacock incident.
Peacock incident for me is the run I had in Super Speed where I had, like, actually the greatest Toad RNG followed by a really fantastic Peacock, all in culminating into dying in Voldemort.
So now we have an invisibility cloak, which ironically we'll be using right now.
And then never anywhere else.
Until the second game on PS1.
Oh yeah.
I don't even think the invisibility cloak is implemented on 6th gen. That was a good save you had right there.
Yeah.
Also, Dumbledore has ordered that nose.
That is one of my favorite ones.
I don't know who forget to wipe their nose, but they better do it soon. Otherwise, Filch is coming for them.
I also like when Snape calls him Mr. Phil.
I never get that. I'm asked too late and get Mr. Filch.
There's no way. How?
Did you?
He was right behind me!
Oh no.
That is impossible. I don't believe this. He was literally right on top of me.
Wow.
Really? I don't even think I'm mad. I'm so confused.
Oh, I got Mr. Phil.
Well, congrats on winning the race.
Can you wait until I get to Gringotts and then just reload a save
Yeah,
there?
I'll reload. I got a soft lock in Peeves that I tried to avoid, and I thought I was good because Peeves was right on my tail, and then he still soft locked. So.
I believe in this room or during stealth you actually hear Harry's heartbeat. I don't think I've noticed that until now.
Do you really? I've never noticed.
I think so.
That. What if it's your own heartbeat?
Well, could be anything else, I guess.
Well, that was a great race. Yeah, I'll reload on when you're in Ravenclaw. I'll reload the game. And then,
shouldn't I get to Gringotts first before you reload?
I mean, I won't start until you get to Gringotts, and then I'll enter the door at the same time as you, or something.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out once we get there.
Yeah. That way, I'm just not sitting here for another hour.
Yeah.
Because this is actually like literally the halfway point of the run.
It is. So in this room there is a you can't skip getting a jump onto the bookcase. It's just really hard, which I did not get. So we actually know why it's called Philosopher's Stone instead of Sorcerer's Stone. Or, well, the opposite. It's because Americans don't know what a philosopher is.
I can actually give a more in-detail explanation.
Go ahead.
As an American. This is all stuff I read online. At the time that the first book came out, not only was J.K. Rowling not a known author, obviously, because she hadn't published anything. During that time, the American education system didn't really touch on philosophy or alchemy all that much. So it was believed that a lot of kids wouldn't know what the Philosopher's Stone was compared to, kids in the UK or wherever else in the world. So they decided Sorcerer's Stone was a more marketable name.
Most desperate desire of our hearts.
And maybe it's because I grew up with that name, but I actually think Sorcerer's Stone is a cooler sounding name, even though I know what the Philosopher's Stone is.
Adding ominously that if Harry ever
a sorcerer is somebody who is sorcerers are similar to wizards, but I think the distinction is that they're born with magical powers, whereas in stuff like D&D and stuff where there's wizards and sorcerers. Wizards learn their powers, and sorcerers are just innately gifted with it or something. I don't know. Wizards and sorcerers are very similar.
So that right there was the first instance of lag reduction, where you tilt the camera to reduce the lag. And how quickly the NPCs move actually depend on the FPS. That's not true. The NPC move at the same speed, but your speed is reduced at lower FPS values. Which is why, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just adding to that with the whole, the lag reductions. It's the NPCs move at a set speed, but even with that, it's still useful in at least in that room to control the camera, just because it does make the game way less laggy. For stuff like Diagon Alley, it doesn't really matter.
So this is the troll chase, and if you're caught at any point, you have to repeat the whole section.
Yeah, I found out recently that if you fall in the goop, you also have to repeat the whole section. Which I was convinced that was only a thing in the PC version. Apparently I was wrong.
Also, there is a softlog you can do here, but you really have to go out of your way to do it. Where you trigger the cutscene to the bathrooms, but you move Harry in such a way that he will run back into the troll. And that spawns you in the room where the troll is, where you are soft locked forever.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Does PS3 care for PSCPL? For PS1 games, PS3 is region locked.
Are you sure about that?
I'm fairly certain.
One of my friends used a PAL PS3 on a Japanese game and that worked.
That game might not be region locked.
Well, for PS1 at least.
Harry, I'll try to charm the troll's club so it bashes him on the head.
I'm pretty sure it is. Otherwise, I would have used that for. I would have considered using that for like Crash 2 or something.
Oh. So
the reason the US version is run over the European version is because the frame rate's faster, so the game is faster because of it.
So the way this troll works is like you have to destroy like 5 bathroom utensils, and well, it advances the fight each time you destroy a bathroom utensil. So the faster you destroy them, the faster the troll progresses, which is much different from the PC version where
I thought you just had the protector on.
Yeah, you do.
But like, does it slow down when the troll hits you?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Mr. Gryffindor, I read.
Aw, she called me Mr. Gryffindor. I feel special now.
Get ready for Hagrid, you mean Fluffy.
Getting ready for...
Hagrid?
You mean Fluffy?
Fluffy?
You I boy, my Greek chappie I met in the
I'm
pub
gonna get my
last
file
year. I
ready,
led
and then
Dumbledore
I'll
to guard
use the
the...
bathroom water in the Raven Buckledge match.
You forget.
Yep.
My bathroom break would have been the Mirror of Erised, but...
Instead you decided, or the game decided to softlock.
Yeah. Alright, so this 46% file should be correct.
Welcome. The Quidditch. Watch out.
Well, I forgot this.
Remember. Here comes
Actually, this might not be
Potter.
100%. Hold on. I should have one that is like actually 100%. Like it has how. The only thing is that it doesn't do the Great Foyer, so it's not just like.
Is that the snitch?
This is all screwed up.
Potter's seen the snitch. Yeah! The crowd is on its feet. Come on, Harry Potter.
So this is Quidditch, much like the first one, except you have to fly through more rings compared to the first one.
I think I have a plan.
Okay.
Oh, that was close.
So I have a file that I was doing when I was testing all wizard card stuff that is in Diagon Alley. And it has all the wizard cards, but it doesn't have the house points. So what I think I will do is I will use this, and then when I get to the section in the underground chamber that's the last save file, I'll load it there, and that should have everything. So I'll still do the Slytherin Quidditch match.
Okay.
And then I'll fall behind because I'm loading a save file again, so...
Yeah.
This is amazing.
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quickly, so I'll be back.
Yep.
Potter takes the lead. Excellent.
Okay, I've missed twice. That's not good.
Here comes a bludger. And near miss from Potter. Excellent. Potter's going for it. A perfect catch. Potter brings it home for Gryffindor.
So we'll just wait for Riko to return.
I got some. We need to make the tonic. So you and I...
I'm back.
Okay, welcome back. I just finished Ravenclaw loading into Diagon Alley.
Yeah. Impeccable timing.
Great timing, actually. So I'll just run up to the door and Or will you stand by the door and wait?
Well, I realize that this file hasn't talked to Fred or George yet, so I'm gonna have to go do that too.
Those precious 9 seconds.
Right?
I know.
Well, it's gonna be more than that, because I already talked to them earlier, so...
Yeah.
I mean...
I'm standing at the door now.
I've already lost the race, so, you know... Oh, you're at the door now? Okay. Have you entered it?
No.
Oh.
Have you entered?
No. I'm...
3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Green Gods. The bane of, or the reason most people don't want to run this category.
And then when you actually run the category, it's not even the worst thing.
So it's not because the floors are waxed or anything that makes this bad, it's because you need all 65, 55 and 65 gems on each section.
Yeah, and if you miss any of them, you have to finish the entire minigame and then do it again.
So it's not like denoming on the second game where you can restart at any point. Here there's no restart option unless you finish it. So we will, I imagine we'll both be focusing pretty hard on this. So if you guys will excuse us while we focus.
It's not really hard, but it's definitely really scary.
The cross button. Be careful, me. There are bonus. Collect as many.
Nice thing about Kanato is that after a certain point, you can kind of just hold X and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the second loop and like dodging the remaining like planks of wood, you actually just hold X here and you will win.
So like I said earlier, you need all wizard cards. Or not always, well, you do need all wizard cards, but you need all the gems. And beating a special coin section unlocks the gems. And there's one in Sickles that is particularly evil. Also, this is the Birdie Bud image. But Harry says a different name, so...
Yeah, it's the only one that's like that.
If you wish.
Yeah.
Just dawned on me that the 95% file that I have might also not have everything I need for 100%, so this is gonna be...
Is it the save? Is it the save before Troll?
Yes, but I don't remember if it has everything in it.
I have 95% on a file with that, and that gives 100%, so you should be good.
Hopefully.
We'll see if you get the Slytherin Quidditch match or not.
I think I might be missing a wizard card, though, in that one.
Yeah, you had 9 wizard cards instead of 10.
Oh no, this file has the great foiler. I'm talking about the 95% file.
Oh.
Be careful, me. Remember, good luck.
Also, this is probably the hardest of the 3 Gringotts.
Yeah, so full focus from here on out. You survived as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Mr. Potter, that is...
Riko.
I've technically already lost. I'm just going that way. I'm not sitting here for another hour. My game's soft locked and I just loaded a save file. So. And the backup files I have might not actually have everything for the last Quidditch match, so things might just be messed up from here, but it's fine. I'm still not sure how that Peeve soft locked, because he was like right on top of me, and then he left the screen as I was like crossing the finish line, and then the game still soft locked.
That sounds super strange.
Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe I was like not actually paying enough attention, but it really seemed like he was right on top of me.
This is such a bad screen cuts. At least movement-wise. Okay. Galleon's gems 24 through 33. If you sit in neutral position, you may be unlucky and get the wrong gem model. And the game will just pass over it.
Yeah, that's one of the only ones where I actually sway left to right to grab them.
Yeah, same. This is also the only time the game helps you with one of the twirly sections, or spinning sections. Got him as well.
Yeah. I was only afraid because I actually messed that up when I practiced earlier, so. But the rest of this should be fine. Guess I can be smart and not hit planks.
We are in the clear.
Neither of us messed this up, which is good.
Yeah.
This really isn't bad when you learn it, though.
I've always said it isn't bad, but I have 6 years of experience with this game, so...
I have 6 months of experience and I say it's not bad, so... I think the thing that made me eventually, like, not get afraid of it was when I ran another game where a single mistake can cost 4 minutes and realized, wow, that's not even that bad.
Which game was that?
Crashed with Insanity.
Oh.
You missed the yellow gem in the first snowboard level, and that is 4 minutes gone.
Oh, it's that unforgiving?
Yeah, because you can't die before the next checkpoint, so you have to restart the level, which means you need to reload the save file.
I cannot stop.
Which means you need to make a save file.
You've collected all?
Wow, I didn't even get the last dialogue skip.
Yeah, neither did I.
Okay, Diagon Alley has 2 RNG minigames. I'll explain the first one once I'm done, I guess.
And it looks like I'm ahead, but I've actually already lost.
Welcome. It'll cost you
okay, well, he's on the bottom floor.
Be quick,
So yeah, the toad randomly spawns in any of these crates. and it's random. I got really, really lucky. So, the one thing is that he never spawns with the top 4 twice in a row. So, alright, that wasn't my like super speed god RNG, but that was still better than I usually get.
Okay, the box decided to never shake, so I just... Yeah, same.
It's okay, I'll probably spend like 3 minutes in Peacock.
Please do.
Like, the game is cooperating now that it's like, oh, you've already had to reset. Let's just make it seem like you're winning, but not really. There's this stupid bird.
That took at least a minute, holy damn.
Also, anybody who's played the PC version will recognize the song in the Peacock.
It's the no music, I believe.
Yep. You hear it a lot more in the PC version. This is actually one of my favorite songs in the game, though.
I hate it because it reminds me of Peacock.
Fair.
I must warn.
So even though you can get invisibility cloaks in here, the Peacock doesn't care. Like, it will spot you.
That was not a terrible Peacock.
I was about to say a bad word.
Also, for some reason, you're not allowed to use your knockback drinks on a Peacock because they can be very dangerous. So I guess Peacocks are like higher beings in the wizarding world.
They're endangered species, man.
Dude, if Whip's game crashes again on Peacock, this will be the most interesting Hundo race ever seen.
Well, it didn't crash, at the very least.
It's like, what if both of our games just like soft locked or crashed? We'd be like, well...
That's HP1, ladies and gents.
It is in fact HP1.
Excellent.
I was like, thinking to myself, my experience with this game in 100% is usually getting screwed over by RNG, and then I realized that the soft lock with P's, that really felt like some RNG for the moment. Like, I'm trying to convince myself that I just did something wrong, but I'm just like, he was right there.
I would have to check the VOD to see if you actually did something wrong.
I felt like I waited on him to come out of the wall for sure, and I thought I waited for him at the bridge too, but maybe I didn't wait long enough. But it really felt like he was right there.
Did he show up at the bridge?
I thought he did.
Because if he didn't, that means you still had a chance of soft locking.
The moral of the story is play any percent, they don't fight Peeves. Or play Super Speed. Super Speed, you play hooky and don't go to a single class. It's great.
Looky, I got hooky. Now please, Riko, get a cutscene soft lock so I can be ahead again.
Maybe I'll get Wounded Unicornist again.
Or you can be so unfortunate and get Harry was called by Professor McGonagall.
We've done it. I'm glad they want to go.
Sorry.
Harry, Ron, and Hermione spent most of their free time in Hagrid's hut, trying to convince him that he couldn't keep Norbert, his beloved dragon. Eventually, after much coaxing, Hagrid agreed. That night, Harry carried Norbert up to the tallest tower. Ron's brother Charlie had arranged to collect the dragon from the tower and return him to
I think my favorite one is still the one where, literally the first time back in months, I boot up the game to do a run, and I get on the first storybook cutscene, just and Slytherin will help you on the way to greatness.
I got the Gryffindor one.
And search for a wounded unicorn.
The best part is it actually keeps saying Gryffindor with like real passion in his voice over and over.
It should be careful. I better go.
Scared you're going to soft lock? Yo, same, Pac-Man. Super speed is like really scary about it because it's like a lot more unstable because of cheat code.
Incendio!
Should be fine. I don't usually soft lock in that unless I do something really stupid. Alright, so I'm gonna do bridge skip just because I've already screwed everything up, so it seems terrible.
So you technically don't have to. Okay, I just missed the lock entirely. Good job.
I want at least an attempt on bridge skip, and then if I get hurt during it, I'll just do Incendio.
Yeah, I'll do one attempt at bridge skip.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just...
Okay, I failed already.
Incendio!
I didn't realize that one was laggy also.
So bridge skip ideally saves 12 seconds.
Yeah, but you have to get it first try.
And be really fast.
It matters a lot more in any percent than it does here.
Yeah. So these are fire crabs, and they're also called fire crabs in the... Can you stop?
Yeah, despite the fact that they very much look like tortoises, they are actually called fire crabs.
Yeah. Thanks for finishing my sentence while I whined about the turtle moving.
You mean the fire crab?
Whatever.
I doubt. Don't get lost.
That does beg the question, are turtle and tortoises the same?
No.
Incendio!
Kinda like alligator and crocodile. Apparently they're two different things.
They are.
Yeah.
No, I'm confirming they are.
Yeah, I know.
How did what?
What did you do now?
He attacked me and then stopped and started walking again.
Oh.
That frog.
I remember my first No Major Skips run. I was equal with world record going out of the ice potion, and then I crashed the game on the knights.
I remember when I fought long and hard to debate that Clody skip is not a major skip, and I lost that fight.
Rip.
Rip.
Also, don't forget the wizard card.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay, turtles were pretty bad, so...
As usual.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had a good one, ever.
So there's a little trick you do here. You shoot the wizard card, move a little bit back, and that lines you up with the exit.
Yeah, that wizard card is nice and it homes in on you.
Rowena Ravenclaw.
I wouldn't expect any less from Rowena Ravenclaw.
I'm a Ravenclaw, so...
Same. Best house.
Best house, even though we always lose the house cup.
Bird gang.
Bird gang.
Oh my god. It's been so long since I had to do this skip normally.
On stream we appear to be synced up.
Yeah. Mystery figure and Harry have a stare down, and then Harry loses and collapses from shame.
He blinked.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in sync, except not actually
rescued in the nick of time by the centaur Firenze and rode on his back to safety.
Peeves is the true villain of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Unicorn blood
Wouldn't surprise me.
Someone alive who was an inch from death.
That'd have been one hell of a plot twist.
Yeah.
The hooded figure he'd seen in the clearing was none other than he who must not be named, Lord Voldemort.
We thought about he says he who must not be named and then immediately names him.
I've been saying that for years, and nobody cares apparently. So this is the fun part of the run, when you get to match triangle, square, circle, X really fast.
And there's like 5 different
in fact, try it
finger setups people do for it. I don't know how to play the flute, apparently.
I did, so woo.
Out like a light.
Nobody likes to show off with.
I do the small boy.
Oh my lord, this stupid owl needs to wake
I've
up.
been doing some reading about Nicholas Flamel, the wizard that
Don't you
Harry
mean go to
mentioned.
sleep?
He's the creator of the...
Yes, that.
supposedly, if it's a hit, we have to... Ron and I will... Come on,
Look, I play
Ron,
the
I
saxophone,
suppose.
okay. I don't even know how a flute works.
That's
So
a
I'm gonna-
shame.
So now I have to actually go talk to Fred and George and then go back to the portrait because I'm on a backup file. Oh, the real reason that Sorcerer's Stone is better is because if you have bad matching, then Hermione says that Nicholas Flamel is the creator of the source.
He's the creator of the source.
Yep, or the Soar. That's what she just told me.
I think she said sauce with me, and I prefer gravy over sauce. I forgot to view the Folio Magi. I'm stupid.
Yeah, just do it in the thing.
Yeah.
You should just not view the Folio Magi, that way we both lose. Oh, so that's the great part. In this run, I've talked to Fred and George twice.
You've completed grade 4 on this one, yes?
No, that's, I don't know if I have a backup file that is, like, everything. I used to, but I think I deleted it. So this is my All Wizards card one, which means it has grade 4 later.
Hmm.
So I can load the 95% file later, but I think that was an any percent thing, so it might not have Slytherin Quidditch either, but I can try.
If you finish the game without getting everything, I believe it's 70 or 80%, so you should be good. I think so, at least.
Maybe. We will find out.
So doing the Great Foyer at the end actually saves about 7 seconds.
Yeah.
And another fun fact for you, Great Foyer can also softlock the game.
I wonder what it's like to softlock the game.
So I skipped the trigger there because I don't like talking to people because social phobia.
It's understandable.
So when these things pop out, it's actually at a random time, so...
Also, if you miss anything that's not a frog, the game likes to screw you over and not throw anything else up of that thing.
Yeah.
Imagine if there were multiple of these minigames. I think I'd still prefer that over multiple bouncing bulbs.
Thank you,
I mean, it would be less RNG.
Definitely.
Okay, so what I intended to do on the Albus Dumbledore card was viewing the Folio Magi, because now we have visited the common room.
Corny.
And his name is Corny.
Yeah, Cornelie.
Oh, with me he only said Corny.
Corny.
Take a knee.
He's a corny man.
And
oh, this doesn't have the cat either.
Oh, rip.
This doesn't have cat or Forbidden Corridor, because this is all wizard cards.
Salazar Slytherin.
Oops.
Well, I just finished the Great Foyer, so... Yes, Elvis Dumbledore. The greatest rock and roll wizard of all time.
So I guess I'll have to do Forbidden Corridor also. This is what you guys get to see it again, because I guess.
Okay. I think I got everything. I hope so.
Harry.
Harry.
Meanwhile, the House Point hourglasses are slowly filling up.
Actually, since I've done everything up to this point, I can see if I have... Oh, I forgot to get the other wizard card. Whoops. I can see if I have something that...
Slytherin.
Is more finished in terms of progress.
Gryffindor.
But I think it's...
Slytherin are in the lead on house points.
Yeah, I'm definitely missing the, I'm missing the cat wizard card in this also. think what I should do is I should just see if I have an alternate file, and if I don't, I'll just let you finish out the run at this point, because I'm gonna fall really far behind with Forbidden Corridor anyway.
Okay.
Yeah,
Only
so
Hagrid, of course.
I'll just see if I have something else.
Oh,
I have 3 memory cards here, so I might have something.
Fluffy attacked immediately, and I wasn't ready for it.
This might actually be. Nope, this is my Diagon Alley one. So, no, this is not it. This would have been useful earlier. this one had everything, but it's too late now. So
Yeah.
I'll just let you finish this out, and then I'll prep for Super Speed.
Okay.
So everybody gets to see me set up the Game Shark.
I know what they... Oh, I'm so glad. Try not to get...
Yeah.
So we
Congratulations, Rip, for winning the race because Peeves is mean.
Thank you. So we intentionally wait to skip dialogue on run because otherwise you have to watch Harry look around.
Yeah, you have to wait for him to say, "Oh, I'm so," and then for some reason.
Oh, I wait until he says, "Oh, I'm so glad."
Yeah, either works.
Yeah.
Usually I start mashing when he says so.
Also, you can stun lock the Devil's Snare because good game development.
Incendio!
On your left, you see Devil's Snare. On your right, you see Game Shark.
I am jelly because my PS2 has the 2D date code instead of 8A or 8B or 8C, which would have worked. So I'm pretty mad.
I'm tempted to do super speed in blurry mode, but it honestly actually hurts my eyes after looking at it long enough, so I think I'll spare everybody else. Sure, Floyd is turned off also. That's not what I wanted.
So you just fly through rings and, well, then you catch the key at the end, hopefully.
Actually better I'm doing this now because sometimes it takes a couple tries for the Game Shark to actually load the game.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
It's been doing it fine for me now. So.
Ah, okay.
I think I might have been waiting too long for the game to load or something. Game Sharks are weird.
If only they worked on all consoles.
I'm gonna load a file and make sure the cheat code loaded properly.
If I could find a Game Shark 2 version 5, I would have maybe had one that worked, but I only have Game Shark version 4, so it doesn't work, unfortunately.
Probably should have made sure it didn't.
Okay, next up is chess, which can actually softlock the game if I do it wrong.
The flight cheat is another code that Red Hot made, where if you jump and you hold R1, Harry goes into the air infinitely. We don't allow for super speed because it makes some stuff way too easy. Like, it's a cool cheat, but we all were collectively like, this will ruin the run if we allow it.
Yeah.
What's the feature? It's up to you. Oh, Rob, Harry, you'll have to make...
Now I have to make the pieces fight each other in order to survive. Yeah.
That is how chess works.
Yeah. Although I think...
Chess has friendly fire.
I think it's worse on Japanese medieval because literally the bishop can move however he wants, which is not you know, close to real chess. So a little history.
Define however he wants.
So
in a direction or multiple directions or.
Normally he's supposed to move, you know, vertically or diagonal.
Bishop is diagonal.
Yeah, but for some reason they made it both vertical and diagonal.
So it's just a queen.
Essentially, yeah.
Alright then.
So, a little history from my childhood, because everybody wants to hear that clearly.
Yeah.
When I played this as a kid, the other kids told me, oh, you gotta watch out for chess, it takes 3 days to get through. And I think I did it in a couple of hours, and I pointed out to them that, you know, chess might take you 3 days the first time, but it's the same pattern every time, so you should be able to do it easily afterwards. And
I didn't even have friends to talk to about Harry Potter because nobody bought this game except for me.
It gets worse. I got called stupid for my observation.
Oh yes, the standard childhood. I felt like I needed to clarify that I didn't have friends who bought this game because at first my sentence implied I didn't have friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I soft locked on Peeves, which is the halfway point of the run, and I was deliberately trying not to, which usually is how soft locks happen for me. Like, there was one time I was doing a marathon run of Crash 1, and I set up a safety save, or I was trying to set up a safety save in the Lost City, because I was like, okay, well, it's a marathon, and it's a relay race, so I don't want to screw my team over. And in the process of setting up the safety save, the game soft locked.
Oh.
So, yeah, I got like the bonus round soft lock. So I lost 20 minutes and started back at Insanity Beach because no one was awake to take my place until I caught up.
Damn.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that I soft locked, but I'm still doing super speed, which doesn't really have that. The only time it has potential to soft lock is when you really screw up. So I'll just the places where I know it can happen, I'll just be intelligent.
Yeah.
To be honest, if I thought ahead, I probably would have had like multiple backup saves, but I didn't think that realistically there was going to be a place I was going to soft lock because I was like, well, Peeves is avoidable.
Hang on.
And apparently, he didn't want to be.
So when this troll moves, it's actually RNG for some reason.
Yeah, it's beneficial for him to move earlier, but it's also scarier.
Yeah, I got the slow troll, so I don't have to pee my pants over it. Fun fact, I actually have to pee.
Everyone should put text over my screen that says Riko soft lock, so he's waiting for super speed.
I look forward to super speed though. Should be really fun.
Be hype.
It's the second time it's ever been in a Potterthon, I think.
I'm gonna be a lot more talkative for that one because there's so many things to talk about.
Yeah.
Like here, I let you say everything because you know way more about 100% than I do, but a lot of recent super speed stuff I think was stuff I found.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but they were starting to type what I said, but it was really big on your side, so for a second it just said Riko on your screen, and then it just got backspaced out. I don't think we've forgotten anything at this point.
We'll see though.
Not even doing the troll cutscene skip.
SMH my head.
Soft lock because of our route change you hadn't tested before. Oh hell yeah.
Did you see this?
Okay, place your bets left, right, middle.
Left.
Looks like you're right.
Everything goes better once I get knocked out of the race. Yeah, I had amazing Diagon Alley RNG. I got the guess right. Like
Harry.
everything's going well now that I've already lost.
Oh well, that's always next year. Or next time.
Implying I want to play Harry Potter 1 Hundo again.
You know, good point. You did say you were so sort of demotivated, I guess.
Like, I really like this game, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't run it, but it's draining to run 100%, especially because there's so many things that feel like are not controllable that you can lose runs to. Like, it's not even just Gringotts, it's like, you know, the bouncing balls, the cat, and stuff like that. When multiple stuff can, like, RNG you out of, like, 30 seconds, it's a little tragic.
Yeah.
It's still really fun, though. Like, this was fun, I enjoyed it.
I'm surprised that didn't work either.
I guess everyone's gonna have to... Oh wait, no! I didn't even get to show... I can't show off the pause buffer Clody because I don't do it in super speed, because I do Clody skip. So we're just not gonna see the pause buffer strat until I do this game again at another Potterthon.
And that was Clody skip.
You should have just handed me the controller and then I would have pause buffered for you.
Yeah, I'll just mail over the controller.
Just throw it like a boomerang, I'll catch it.
So because of Clody skip, the music likes to glitch out a little bit.
You're in Denmark, right?
Yeah.
That's not that far from Maryland.
No, it's like practically in my backyard.
What even is the Atlantic Ocean?
Yeah.
Sounds like a kiddie pool to me.
Yeah. So Voldemort doesn't speak because there are two audio tracks playing on top of each other.
Everybody says that pause buffer is slow, but the number of times I saw you mess it up, I'm pretty sure I would have saved time for pause buffer. Or at least I would have matched it. Also, the pause buffer is not slow when you actually do it quickly, which is not too difficult when you memorize the inputs. Like, I feel like realistically I'd probably lose 5, maybe 10. And 10 would be if I'm like particularly unconfident about it, so I'm like being a little careful.
Yeah.
Because the only thing in the pause buffer that makes it variable is that like you have to, it's a visual cue, and then what you get, you have to decide whether you need a couple more inputs or not.
Yeah.
But when you know both visual cues, it's very, very consistent. Like, I actually don't remember the last time I messed it up.
I'm one of the old boys, so I go for the old boy strat.
Wingo's fairly new, and he also goes for the old boy strat, but that's also because Wingo will go for whatever is the fastest. Which is, like, not a bad mentality, like, I respect that. But if you hand me a very fast optimal strat that is also risky, and then a slightly less optimal strat that is very, very consistent, I'm gonna go with the 5-second time loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, no sub 2 because Slytherin Quidditch match.
Yeah, unfortunately. Still, this time should not be that bad. And by the way, this game is rated E for everyone.
Can we talk about how on the PC version, which is also rated E for everyone, when you first see Voldemort, Quirrell actually just completely pivots his head around, so it's like he snaps his neck?
Yeah, I was pretty mortified as a kid when I saw that.
I was mortified like 6 months ago when I replayed the game casually, and I'm 25. I was like, what is that? Square to energy is good, you know?
Square for eyes.
My favorite one is still square to bash.
Square to bash.
These are all FFZ emotes I need in my life, so I'm gonna add those to my channel later.
I think the PS1 run is actually a sub emote.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's an FFZ.
Oh, it is? I thought it was a Sully. I thought it was one of Sully's sub emotes.
Says FFZ to me.
As a complete secret, he said.
Guess I was wrong.
So naturally, the whole school knows. The stone had been destroyed, but Harry remained fearful that its loss would not prevent Lord Voldemort.
No, we still need one more Quidditch match before it's time.
Showing his concern.
Yeah, if you...
Nevertheless, Harry,
one of the requirements for 100% is the Slytherin Quidditch match, which
With luck,
you
he'll
unlock
never
by
regain his power at all.
collecting 300 house points in the
So
17
the
wizard
stone's
cards.
gone, said Ron finally.
So,
Harry nodded and wished it good
and it does
riddance.
give percent.
Then Ron produced a brand new famous
As far
witches
as I
and
know.
wizards card from his race and handed it to Harry. You've got the whole set
At the
now,
very
Harry,
least,
Ron
like,
said.
you can get the
Harry
Slytherin
was
Quidditch
stunned.
match and,
Ron
like, which
went
means
on
you
to
got the
remind
300
Harry
house
of
point
the
and the
Quidditch
wizard
match
cards,
that
and you
day.
can still not get
Anyway, he said,
100%,
you haven't got
as we
time
found
to
out
sit
when we
around
tested
in here.
Quidditch
We've
League
got
a few
Slytherin
days
to
ago.
beat.
We tested it all the way back in
Still stunned by Ron's
2016.
gift, nodded slowly.
But then we tested it again a few days ago.
You know who.
It was
And
tested
now
in
he was going to have to
2016,
help
2018,
defeat
and
Slytherin.
2020. I feel like every 2 years someone is like, oh, I'm gonna test this now.
Well, now we're gonna remember, because now we have like 5 different people looking at 100%
Yeah.
at the same time. So now we will actually remember.
Yeah. Also, Slytherin Quidditch match is awful because of how much it lags.
Yeah, this is probably like not terrible on MU, but it's really, really bad on console.
Yeah.
A glint of gold! Is that the snitch? Potter's seen the snitch?
Yeah.
The crowd is on its feet!
Oh yeah, this was definitely my favorite part of the books, where Harry has been unconscious for like a week, and then he wakes up and immediately has to play Quidditch.
Yeah. And Ron ate all the chocolate frogs in the movie.
Ron's here. Is he all right? What about Hermione? I'm fine. They're both just.
Oh, he'll feel that tomorrow! Look at Potter go! Dodge is a speeding blodger! This is amazing! Here comes a slithering seeker! Look at Potter go! Excellent! A near miss for Potter!
Harry is currently being chased by the Slytherin Seeker, which, thanks to the trivia game earlier, we now know is Terrence Higgs.
Potter's gaming.
Potter takes the lead!
Potter takes the lead.
I wish I could do that right now.
You're almost there.
I know.
Wonderful!
If you're fast enough, you might beat my TV.
We'll see.
Dodge is a speeding blodger!
Okay, time is almost coming up, Arnie.
He's getting closer! Potter's going for
Time.
it! Potter has the snitch!
I want to see what your final time is.
2:02:45.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you beat me by like my PB by like 9 seconds. Congratulations on winning the race.
Well, wasn't really a race after you soft locked, so
It's okay. There's 2 alternate universes, and one everything went by normally, and Harry beats Voldemort, and the other one Harry loses a race to Peeves and is just demotivated for the rest of the time.
yeah.
Or Harry beats Peeves in the race, and Peeves is so angry that he just freezes Harry in place forever.
Trying to ignore the stares of the other
Peeves is more
students.
powerful than Voldemort.
The House Cup,
Clearly.
announced Dumbledore,
I think everybody in the chat is more
awarded
sad
to
that I
the
saw
team
Flop
with the
than I
most
am.
house points. At the moment,
I laughed when it
that would
happened.
seem
I
to
was
be
like, are you
Slytherin.
serious?
Yeah.
A storm of cheering and stamping broke out from the Slytherin table.
Everybody was like, man, that sucks. I was like, nah, it means I get to watch now.
In recognition of Mr. Harry
Still, I'm glad
Potter's
you
pure
persevered and still said
outstanding
yes to the
courage,
race.
I
Oh yeah,
award
definitely. It was fun.
Gryffindor 60 points.
Potterthon this year has been
Harry's
Murphy's
team
Law.
are
After what I saw with
cheers
Chamber
and
of Secrets
applause.
PC, it seems like
The
it.
additional points won the House Cup for Gryffindor.
It's okay. I'm sticking around for another race.
evening
But I
of
like this
Harry's
category,
life.
so.
Better than winning at
In the
Quidditch,
best category.
Christmas, or knocking out
But, like,
mountain
actually.
trolls.
Yeah.
I would never,
You're gonna stick
ever
on for commentary for that,
forget
right?
Tonight.
Of course.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, last year I had to do this, and Nixo got locked out of Marlon's PC, so we had to move everything over to my channel for one run. But yeah, that was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone done 100%. And next up is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone Super Speed %, which you definitely do not want to miss.
Yeah, it's this, but really, really fast.
Yeah.